What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to CDT. It's me, Ditto. I'm starting another series where we look extensively at some CDT lists, which probably won't perform very well or be any interest, but I don't know, I don't care. Anyway, today we are looking at limiteds that cost below 5 million. Original value, not resale value. So we can go up to 7.5 million if it resales at 7.5 million. The first car we have is actually in my collection. It's this Nissan S15 drift car. This is the OG one, so this actually would have cost me less. It cost about, hold on, 660 million. 650, I think. Yeah, 650 million. Making it the cheapest limited in the game that wasn't given away for free. Yeah, I have quite a few cheap limiteds because I didn't used to collect limiteds unless they were cheap. So yeah, I have this. Based on the S15... Is he actually supposed to be the S15 Falcon? Some drift car. I'm not into drifting. I don't know drifting. I can barely drift in this. Look at this. Anyway, let's move on to the first limited I ever bought, the Lexus LC 500. Once again, resplendent in the OG wrap. It just gets some Japanese characters on the side. This is a seriously underwhelming wrap. I can make this in Adobe Photoshop, and I don't own Adobe Photoshop. I haven't got it. It's also really, really shit. Like, not only was it slower originally than the Ford Crown Victoria, and this was in the days where we had no engine upgrades, it also doesn't drift. Look at this. Wow, and it's got too many gears, and the gears are all rubbish, and it's too heavy. I genuinely despise this. The one thing that was good was when we got the turbochargers. And, when we got the turbochargers, we could obviously boost the acceleration. So, why am I in here? Yeah, it basically got a 45% acceleration boost. Very nice. Anyway, we move on. This is not a car that's below 5 million. It cost 10 million originally. But a car that did cost below 5 million originally is this, the most underrated limited there is, I reckon. The Porsche 911 RWB. This is a brilliant, brilliant car. Drifts really nicely. It's in right-hand drive. No, it's in left-hand drive. Yeah, it's in left-hand drive. Oh, I thought it was in right-hand drive. That's a shame. Anyway, it's basically a Porsche 930, which is like the old Porsche 911s, like the original generation. The one that was only discontinued in, like, the 1980s. It lasted, like, 20 years. It's a Porsche 930 Turbo, but, with a mildly breathed-on engine. Triple the power output, effectively. And an insane wide body. In fact, let's just park up and look at this. That was a clean 360. Rivets exposed. This actually has a really good design in game. Also a new front splitter. These brand new wheels, which look incredible. BBS split rims with the exposed rivet edges. Very nice. And then a whale tail with a spoiler on it. So it's a double spoiler. And if you know me, I love a double spoiler. That's why I like the Ford Escort Cosworth. So as well as this car being brilliantly designed, looking amazing, it also drives nicely. And I can't drive. It also drifts well. You wouldn't have seen that coming from a lunatic rear-wheel drive car. That's actually all-wheel drive. No, I don't know either. And now we can move on to another car around this. The Dodge Charger from 1968. You probably know this car. It was in Fast and Furious. Why am I running it on the original suspension? It's actually got quite stiff springs. Just horizontally, I mean. Not vertically. It bounces a lot. And you know this because it wheelies, therefore making it the best car in the game. Until you go around a corner. This is a drag racing car. And as such, it doesn't like corners. It's American. Corners are for communists. That was awful as a joke. Let's move on. So this is from the Fast and Furious movie franchise, originating in Fast and Furious 1. I don't have any more to say on it. It literally looked like the standard Charger with new wheels. And actually no, it's quite different to the standard Charger, but that's only when you look at it closely. Yeah, it's also quite unstable. We did just go onto 2 wheels while I was lagging. I'm still lagging. Oh, yeah, in fact, I have rolled it. Anyway, moving on. We have this. Whoa. Ah. We have this, the Dodge Ice Charger. That just randomly forgot to spawn an interior for a moment. This is from Fast and Furious 8. Why? Why is it running standard rubber? Bike types only. From Fast and Furious 8. It's an all-wheel drive version of the Charger. Wide-bodied, spiky tyres. It's literally nothing like the standard Charger. And as a result of that, it's actually good round the corners. It's rated as 8.7 in the handling department. I'm definitely convinced it got a boost. I don't have much to say on it. It doesn't even have an interior, but I do like the design. And moving on to a car I like very much. I swear this was 3.5 million originally. I swear. The Ford Mustang RTR. Now, something you should know about this car is what happens when you take it to the drag race. Let's just show you how fast it is, because it's relatively quick. It's generally considered by some as just a Mustang. Oh, is that an S15 Falcon? I've got the OG one, you lazy. It's generally considered as a quite good drag car, which I'm going to demonstrate to you. He stood no chance. On a good day where I'm not lagging and I'm not in the wall, oh, I can get faster than the 9.5. However, I am lagging, and I was also in a wall for part of that, so, yeah, you got a 9.7. But still, that is incredibly impressive. It also drifts really nice, because it's intended as a drift car. Cue the donutting montage. I'm kidding. I can't edit montages. Oh! It's the big purple Jeep 6x6. The Wrangler 6x6 specifically. This is a very interesting car because it's effectively a worse G-Wagon 6x6. It's like a cross between the G-Wagon and the Velociraptor. And it's the worst of both worlds. I don't use this car often. But it can do this. Oh, it's stuck. Let's move on, because I can't be bothered to be in that for anymore. Yep, here's the only limited that Foxy has guaranteed will never return. The £1 million Ford Mustang RTR Hoonicorn, or better known by normal people as just the Hoonicorn. It's a 1965 Ford Mustang that's been mildly modified, by which I mean it's got an entirely new engine, developing 1200 horsepower, an insane wide body, more weight saving than, I don't know, but so much weight has been shaved off, it is actually lighter than air, pretty much. It practically floats away when you accelerate. Why am I lagging so much? Yeah, so as I just mentioned, this car is never going to return, according to Foxy. That's what he said for the limited time cars originally, then they came back. I do hope this car returns because I would love to see the wrap. Because I reckon if it does return, which it might, the OG wrap is going to be the wrap that this car had in its later life, which was sort of grey and had stripes on it and stuff. It was the one you can see in Gymkhana and the later Gymkhana films. Yeah, this is a car I like very much. It is also the cheapest limited car in the game. 990,000. Yeah, I hope you're paying attention to the video because obviously it isn't. That title belongs to the Nissan S15 Falcon. But yeah, this also accelerates really fast. And it's also all-wheel drive. Because Kenbok made it all-wheel drive. Right, now for an actually good 6x6. This, the Mercedes G63 6x6. I'm watching my cat lick its own paw like it's a hand. Anyway, this is a car I daily, because I like it a lot. It's the Jeep, but it has an interior and is good. For some reason, though, it's only got 4 seats. Shame. I would honestly like to see someone make a really big car with, like, lots of seats. Closest we've got is the Hummer H1. This is also 6x6 that drifts. Just not when I'm driving it. No, I'm kidding. You can drift it. Pretty well, actually. It drifts really well, actually. You don't expect it to drift that well. Anyway, let's move on to a limited that we know won't return for a while. The first bike on this list. I am levitating! Oh no, I'm not levitating anymore. This, the BMW M1000RR. Is it RR or is it double R? I say double R, but you do you. It's a bike. It's also really fast. It's also interesting because it can accelerate beyond its top speed on the oval race. If you drive next to a wall, I would like to try and demonstrate that to you, but I am in the lack of skill right now. This came out with the bike update, I think, as a limited. It was nice. I'm not really fussed by it. I don't use it often. And I think we're done. Yeah, see? 6 million. That's the end of the list. There is, however, one more car. This was a car that retailed at exactly 5 million original price. The Ferrari 599XX Evo. This did come back in a limited sale quite recently. It was when I got my Ferrari 250 GTO and my Bugatti Vision GT. However, I didn't have the energy to grind then, so I didn't get it. I was not interested in it. I also didn't get the Ferrari Monza then. And now I regret that. But let's just show you the closest thing we've got to it. Take this car. This is the Ferrari 599. Imagine it with this wing on. You've pretty much got a 599 XX. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, this is effectively another one of the most rubbish limiteds. Right up there with the Senna GTR. Doesn't even drift. So thank you for watching. What was the first limited you bought? I want to know. Comment, please. Talk to me. I'm on my own. Goodbye. Enjoy your day. Also, I want planes. Foxy, add planes.